Hey guys, this is about my kit today. A lot of people have been asking me how I travel to see clientele. So we bought new travel client kits because we had an incident. If you follow us on Instagram, you can kind of see our kits before were ruined. So this is definitely how I would pack my new kit. Most of it's pretty new. So I'm gonna go through it today and show you guys how I pack for clients. So first I'm going to start with my brush roll. I like to keep my brushes in a situation more like a roll just because it keeps it a little bit more sturdy, and the longer brush folio styles are just not my favorite when working, so I prefer more cylinder silo based. This one's from Monda Studio. I've had the ones from Makeup Forever as well. They're both really good. One's $20, one's $35, so it just depends on your preference, but the Monda Studios come in multicolors, so brush rolls for me. The next thing I'm going to show you guys is my palettes. Usually I keep these slightly separate, so I'll go through my bag at the end, but this is just for how I would pack it if I didn't have a front part. You can put these basically anywhere that you feel a surface would be safe. You don't want these to rattle at all. You want these to stay nice in your kit and sturdy. These are my homemade palettes. I have had a few of these blushes for a little while, like in here. And I ruin them to get them out because they come in packages, but I really love it when I Z palettes for my travels so that way I can utilize them. This is my shadows. I think it keeps it really coordinated, and I carry other types of shadows, but these are my palettes and this is my main go-to. The next items are definitely airbrush. If you've seen my video on YouTube, you know this is the airbrush that I use mostly when I'm in other places other than the studio. In studio, you might see a bigger compressor, but this is what I love to travel with. It's the Neo Air from Iwata, and it plugs in just with a normal plug and an AC adapter, and it's super tiny, so it fits in the kit really easily. My airbrush, well used, but I keep it in one of these little things. It's kind of dirty because no matter what, it just gets everywhere, but just keep your airbrush in something sturdy. It doesn't have to be this, but something that's definitely going to keep it safe from damage. And I keep that in there as well. Next is my skincare and prep. I try to keep this down to one bag, not too many. I have things like spray, I have things like lip balms, I have moisturizers, which I have to depot. This is Kiehl's Ultra Moisturizer. I have the patches for eyes, anything that I might need to prep a client, along with some Cinema Secrets brush cleaner, always kind of important. Also alcohol I try to keep in here as well. So everything fits really nicely for the skincare and preparation in these bags. And I get these actually at Amazon. I have been buying really expensive little pouches, and they get dirty so fast I almost feel like you should just throw them away after a couple months. So I think like a pack of 4, maybe a pack of 6 of these are like $8, so you can just throw them away as you go or as they break. Really good. That's my skincare bag. I also have a lip bag that I really like. It's the same bag as the other one, just full of lips. And then I do eyes. So if you have eye care or like prep, my puffs, my liners, just eye prep instead of skin prep, I have a little bag for my beauty blenders. I don't like to put beauty blenders in this or another bag because they're wet. So I try to keep them in a breathable bag. So keep that in mind if you don't want your beauty blenders to be moldy. You need to keep them in a breathable bag, not a plastic bag. And now is kind of how I keep the main part of it. I used to have tons of different bags like this for my powders and everything. It just was getting everywhere. So this is the most economic and ergonomic way that I can get most of my travel. Mind you, I have full size of most of what's in here, but this is travel. So I kind of will pull this out a little bit. And I have my skin powders here. I have loose powders here, concealers, contours, and highlights here. Blushes and highlight tones, glues, and of course liquid foundations. I sometimes like to keep a cream set. I have not replaced that quite yet, but you can replace creams in here as well if you just wanted like a little tiny palette of cream. That's really easy. And then I keep all of my eye pencils in these two and my lip and eyebrow pencils. I try not to overpack pencils when I'm traveling. It can get to be a lot. So I try to keep everything super condensed into these things because honestly, they're like $25 to $30 on Amazon, and it just keeps everything really, really safe and kind of more in a hard case. So I like to really keep everything secure. And you can kind of see. I don't diversify so much when I'm out and about. If it's a special bride or something like that, I might pack an extra like side note kit almost in this, where it's like a special color, or if she's a different tone, or if she wants to maybe experiment with a little bit of spray tan, I can add something to this. But other than that, I try to stick to what's in here. And then my favorite is definitely maintaining wipes. My favorites are the Kirkland brand at Costco. If you're not in America, Neutrogena and Simple are pretty much what I've seen around the world when I visit other places for makeup. So if you don't have Costco, I definitely like the Neutrogena ones or the Burt's Bees or Simple. They're really good, but always make sure you have a pack of wipes. The other thing that I try to carry deep in the bowels of this bag are lashes. I don't know if you can see that, Josh, but all my like lashes. If I have a stack of wispies, I keep individuals. I have a few minks depending on the style. I have other brands, but I try to like double and triple up the minks in one case because the minks have so many cases with them, I just can't keep up some days. And then of course like Ardell Demis. All my lashes, I just try to stick to one general area on the side. So that way I know exactly where they are and I have a plethora around there. So that's basically what I bring with me on my travels, and I'm gonna show you how I pack it because I don't really utilize my kit where I take everything out. I was not trained that way. So I try to keep a lot of things inside of the kit while I'm seeing a client. So this is how I will start. I always like to put this right in here because I can easily unzip it and leave it in my kit, and instead of taking all of the stuff out, I can just grab what I need when I'm done, put it right back in. Determining your colors and stuff will be a different video because I know a lot of people who are artists are gonna ask me like, what's in there and why did I choose that and everything. This is just how I pack my kit, and then we can do another video where I kind of go through why I choose what I choose instead of how I put it in there. So I start with this on the sides, and then I make sure that the other travel sides are in here. Some of my assistants actually have one that opens like a book instead of one that opens like this. So it just depends on your style that you have, and so you just want to make things super accessible. I put these on the side. I'll put these on here. This particular bag is a Logel. This is a new one for me. I really like it because it's sturdy and it's kind of scratch resistant. It's the same color underneath as it is coated on the outside, which I like. And it has more of the strong wheels. I have bought kits that don't have these two wheels and just like one wheel, and it's a nightmare. And how much you put in here matters too. If you start laying yourself down, you're gonna be here all day. It's really heavy, you don't use that much. So, you know, if you had a wedding or something like that, you might have to consider extra, but I could easily get probably 15 people out of this. I don't really see how I can, this is like at least 15 people easily without having to refill. Now I have refills at my studio, so I come like back to home base and try again. Every single time, I don't just leave this, obviously. You just want to make sure everything is really tight. I definitely pack my kit so that it's not overly packed. Like, it can still close easily. I don't need the extender. You want to make sure you're packing for your space. And then just put this on top. Sometimes they come with a bag. I can never keep track of the bag, so forget it. And it just goes right over the top and folds up. And that's realistically how I pack my kit. If you guys want to know how, like what's inside of it, I think we can go through that. That's going to be slightly a different setup for a video because I'm going to have to go through things piece by piece and what colors I choose, and I'll have Cashin correlate some blog photos on what colors and products I keep in here, just so that you guys can read about it more than watch it, because I feel like you're going to write it down anyway. So I think that'll be a blog component, not anything else. So that's how I pack my kit. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. I did buy everything in this kit. This is my new one, so no one gave me anything, no one sent me anything. These are all products that I've been using for years and I really enjoy. So this is how my kit looks. Voila.